comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos as well, man. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. You guys are the absolute best, okay? So without further ado, guys, I am hyped. Let's get into my Week 8 picks. But before we get there, I want to do my Week 7 recap, man. Let's talk about what happened in Week 7. Let's get right into it, all right? First game I covered, Giants at Rams. I took the Giants in this game. That got me a win, okay? Giants 17, Rams 10. Giants defense just played very good. Collins had 2 interceptions. One of them he actually ran back for a TD. So shout out to Giants fans. You guys got yourselves a win. I took you guys. That got me a win as well. Next game I covered, Vikings, Eagles, man. I took the Vikings in this game. I talked about how Sam Bradford knows the Eagles. He's going to be able to do some things. That Eagles defense put the clamps on them, okay? So the Eagles get themselves a win, man. Listen. Vikings 10, Eagles 21. I take a loss. Josh Huff of the Eagles had a big-time kick return in that game. It just all fell apart for me, man. Absolutely fell apart for me in that game. So shout out to Eagles fans, man. You got yourselves a win. I got myself a loss because I took the Vikings, okay? And last but not least, our favorite game, guys, the Jets game. Listen, the Baltimore Ravens at the New York Jets. I took the Ravens. I said that the Ravens, you know, were going to be able to do some different things. I thought that Bowles would make some coaching mistakes, man. And I was wrong, man. I was absolutely wrong. Ravens get themselves a loss. Jets get themselves a win. Okay, Ravens 16, Jets 24. And I take myself a loss, man. Happily. I will happily take that loss. This is the first Jets win in quite some time. Sad to see Geno Smith, who actually was a starter, he came out, played solidly, ended up tearing his ACL, so he's done for the season. It really sucked to see because the offense was really moving under him. It looked very good. He had a lot of sharp throws. One throw he connected to Quincy Enunwa for a 69-yard touchdown, and Quincy just took off after he caught that football. Fitz came in. He looked okay. Like, he wasn't a world beater. He didn't do world beater. Excuse me. He didn't do anything special. It was mainly Matt Forte, man. Matt Forte balled out this game. If I had an offensive MVP, it would be Matt Forte. I mean, he had 30 carries for 100 yards. He had a TD. He also had 4 catches for 54 yards. He had a TD as well, catching the football. So Matt Forte balled out, man. Absolutely balled out, and I was happy until the press after the game. Ryan Fitzpatrick steps out, rips, you know, the owner, the GM, and the coach, talks about how, you know, no one has faith in him and how it's tough for him to walk around, you know, a locker room or walk around a place where he feels like no one has faith in him. He feels like he should start every single week, and he just ran his mouth. And I just, listen, it was so dumb and idiotic of him to say, playing the way that he's been playing, you're statistically the worst quarterback in the league. You watch the film, you're the worst quarterback in the league. You're missing wide open receivers. You're killing the progression of our young wide receivers because your skill set is absolutely, you can't get the ball to them because you can't throw a deep ball. You have issues diagnosing defensive plays. You have issues recognizing what's going on in front of you. I just, look, I don't want to hear any nonsense out of Ryan Fitzpatrick. I can't believe that stuff came out of his mouth. I'm just sick of him. But he's here nonetheless because we paid him $12 million in off season. I mean, it is what it is. But I tell you what, man, even though I took the Ravens in that game, got myself a loss, I'm very happy the Jets won that game. You know, we needed that. We really did. So without further ado, guys, let's get into Week 8, man, because Week 7, that's behind us, okay? Week 8, first game I want to talk about, Kansas City Chiefs at the Indianapolis Colts. Listen, I like the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs are playing very well. They spanked us earlier in the season. They're looking good, man. They're looking very good to me. Alex Smith is playing extremely well. They're going to be playing without Jamal Charles in this game, but, you know, Andy Reid's going to be up to his typical shenanigans, okay? It's going to be misdirections. It's going to be a lot of counters. They're going to run very good screens. Spencer Ware has been playing extremely well for them. Travis Kelce is going to find some matchups in this game against this Colts defense, who isn't playing very well, especially when you talk about that linebacking core. This Chiefs offense to me is just so efficient. They're not an offense that's going to beat you over the top. They're not going to bomb. Even though they do have guys that have some speed on them, they're not just going to light the field up that way. You know, they find ways to get guys in space, and those guys make plays, man. A guy that I want to see get the ball a little bit more and kind of become more part of the offense, and I thought he would have a much bigger role than what he's had this season, is Jeremy Maclin. I want to see a little bit more out of Jeremy Maclin. We all know he's a great wide receiver, but there's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just that Alex Smith like spread the ball around, and it's Andy Reid's play calling. But Maclin, I feel, is a guy that should be able to take over the game, and he's definitely a guy that can get deep. So I'm just wondering, you know, where that connection is. But either way, man, they are putting up points, and they're looking very good. And defensively is where I think I'm looking to see them kind of attack the Colts, because the Colts' offensive line has struggled in the past, definitely to protect Andrew Luck. And that's where I call on the Colts offensive line is, hey, can you keep Luck upright? You know, can he make that connection to T.Y. Hilton? Is Moncrief going to win his matchups? The Colts defense, you know, what can you do to stop Spencer Ware? Are you guys going to fold like you have done against the run for most of this season? I just have a lot of questions about the Colts, especially when they're playing these other solid teams that tend to come in and just really manhandle them. So with that said, guys, I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. Again, I like the Chiefs, and I think they're playoff bound. They're a very solid team. So, yet again, I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs to win that game. Next game I want to cover, Seattle Seahawks at the New Orleans Saints. Listen, I'm gonna be frank here, okay? The Saints defense sucks. I mean, it sucks. It is absolutely terrible. And when you look at the Seahawk offense, you're looking at Russell Wilson. He's hobbled, man. He's got an injury to his knee. He's got an injury to his quad as well. People are, you know, he's talked about how it stopped his mobility quite a bit this season. Usually we see Russell Wilson running around all over the place. He's able to avoid tacklers, get outside that pocket, and really light you up. You know, that's not been the case as much this year. But I tell you what, he's still a solid pocket passer. You look at the game when he played the Jets earlier in this year. We didn't get much pressure on him. He didn't run around. He still threw for 300 yards. I mean, the connection is still there. He's still got Jimmy Graham. Lockett is still a very good, you know, wide receiver out there for him. He's also got other targets. Kurtz is very solid for him. This guy can still make plays out there with his arm. And I'm looking for him to do a lot of that in this game as well, because, again, this Saints defense, I don't think can stop anybody. I see a lot of runs from Michael in this game as well, because we all know you can pound it down the Saints' throat because they can't stop the run either. Defensively, when you look at the Seahawks, man, listen, LOB, Sherman, you know, all those guys back there, even Wagner, these guys are beasts defensively. And that's where you start to wonder, hey, what can New Orleans do to stop this? I mean, Drew Brees is going to have a long day to me. He's going to have a very long day against this front. Even with Michael Bennett out, I still think that the Seahawks are still going to be able to dial it up and get after Drew Brees. How quickly can Drew get the ball out of his hands? Cooks, you know, Thomas, Ingram is going to be vital in this game, because he's going to have to come out that backfield, catch footballs. I see a lot of screens going his way as well. But, you know, how do they keep this Seahawks defense from pinning their ears back and coming after them? And I just have a hard time seeing, you know, the Saints beating the Seahawks in this game. I just have a hard time doing that. Unless the Saints come out and just absolutely pound the rock and make the Seahawks respect their run, you know, absolutely put the rock in Ingram's hands and say, look, get us first downs, absolutely beat them up, bludgeon them. But I can't even see that, because the Seahawks are so physical defensively. I just can't see that happening. So with that said, I am taking the Seattle Seahawks to win this game, guys. I just truly believe that. And I think that, again, Drew Brees, I think, is going to get banged around in this game. Absolutely. So next game I want to talk about, man, my favorite game, your favorite game, our favorite game, the Jets game, guys. Let's talk about this, okay, guys? Listen. Jets at Browns. Look, the Browns are not a good team. Okay. Look. I'm keeping it real all through this video. They're a winless team. Are we more talented than them on paper? Yes. Have we lost to teams that we've talked about? We're more talented on paper. during the season? Absolutely, we lost to teams that were more talented than on paper. I am not taking the Browns lightly. I'm going to say that again. I am not taking the Browns lightly. They may not be as talented as us, but they fight, man, and they're in every game that they play, and they're very solidly coached, man. These guys will get after you. You look at the Jets, it's the first thing that sticks out here. We got a team that's banged up. Okay, we're going into a game with a team that may not be as good as us, but we're banged up, okay? Mangold is out. Darren Lee is out. Bruce Carter is out. You know, Austin Seferian-Jenkins is out. I mean, when is this guy gonna play? Like, I don't even want to get into that, but I'm just tired of hearing about this guy's name on the injury report constantly. But Brinquello is out. That's our right tackle. I mean, Buster Screen is out. He's an impactful guy on our defense. This is our slot, our second corner. Sometimes he plays in the slot as well. Man, we are banged up. And Ryan Clady is also questionable. Muhammad Wilkerson is also questionable. He's still dealing with some things, some extreme pain. I do not want to see us go in here, take the Browns lightly, and drop this game, man. Because the Browns can put things together. They got Crowell. He's a guy that can run the rock for them. He can make plays, man, especially catching that football coming out the backfield. Pryor is solid. You know, their starting quarterback is kind of shifting around. 1 week is Hogan. Now they're saying McCown's going to start this game. You know, Kessler was down. I mean, look, let's go out there, handle our business, and win this game, okay? Offensively, I do not want to see Fitz throwing the football around. Hand that rock off to Matt Forte, bludgeon the Browns. Let's run some screens, get some easy throws. I don't want to see Fitz go out there and try to make plays with his arm. He's going to throw interceptions like he's done all this season, okay? And this is a defense that Demario Davis is on there. I mean, this is a defense that can get after you, man. They can get after you, and they'll be dialed up, especially feeling like they're the underdogs. They're coming in, they're winless, so they're hungry. This is the type of game, man, if the Jets drop this game, it's going to get ugly. Hand that ball off to Matt Forte. Get some solid slants to Brandon Marshall. You know, Quincy Enunwa is going to be out there. He's going to be able to make plays. But let's not put this ball in Fitz's hands. Let's limit his throws. Defensively, Sheldon Richardson, Williams, get after the quarterback. Create some turnovers, get some strip sacks, play solidly against the run as well. Don't get overzealous and do some crazy stuff, okay? Because if these guys are kept in the game by big plays, which we've given up this year to a lot of teams, it could get ugly. You let these sleeper teams like this that are solidly coached, that are fighting, that are hungry, you let them stay around in games, and they will win them. They will absolutely end up messing around and winning the game. All right, so with that said, I am taking the New York Jets cautiously. Okay, I am taking the New York Jets. I think that we win this game. It may be a lot closer than people think it will be, but we will take this game. I have a lot of, I'm a little scared because we're banged up, but we will take this game. I am taking the New York Jets to beat the Browns. Okay. With that said, guys, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, man. What's going on with your teams? Tell me about what you guys think about your teams' week that are coming up. Tell me what you guys think about the picks, man. Comment down below and let me know. So without further ado, man, guys, have a great day. All right, enjoy your times with your family. Watch football and enjoy yourselves. All right. So until next time, guys. Peace.